Ready to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are here talking to the contenders in the championship matches coming up in the Underground Arm Wrestling League. And joining me today is Curtis Mocan, who will be challenging for the middleweight belt. Curtis, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, bud. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, man. How's the training going? How's the prep going?
Prep, eating healthy, lifting weights, working hard, same as usual.
Getting some coaching in from some of the Winnipeg guys, or are you coaching them?
A little bit of both.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much. People get upset.
The center board.
Now, what do you feel about this league and how this is kind of rolling out here? There hasn't been a lot of stuff going on, so tell me what your thoughts are on the aspects of this league that you're going to be competing in. And I'm not just trying to pump my own tires, so shoot me straight here.
To be honest, I think it's good. It's giving everyone like goals to fucking train. Oh, swears.
That's okay, man. That's all right.
Pulling the Jeff Frank swearing already.
Yeah. We just have to put you after lunch on the release, not before lunch. I think that's the rule, right?
But yeah, it's giving everyone something to look for, train harder. I know people weren't engaging in the sport as much anymore, but now they got something to, get back into it.
Yeah. Give me a little bit of insight on your history. So how long have you been arm wrestling for? And where did you get your start?
I started in Red Deer, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. It started with... Go ahead.
How long ago was that?
That was about 2 years ago.
So somehow you're a Manitoba guy, right?
Yeah.
How do you miss all this arm wrestling and then all of a sudden you're in Red Deer, Alberta, and you start getting involved?
To be honest, I was like that guy in the bar, would arm wrestle here and there and destroy some guys. And then I never knew there was a sport, really. Didn't know anything about it.
That's a common story. It's way less now with the amount of traffic we're getting on social media and on everyone's YouTube channel. They seem to be firing up. But so you go to Red Deer, you just jump into a practice, or how does that happen?
Well, my brother works with Matt Mask, and he's like, oh, Matt was talking about arm wrestling, and he's like, oh, my brother's pretty good. So he told me to go to a practice. I show up, and there's Vitaly Tarenko and Matt Mask and one other big guy. And I'm like, oh, my God, I'm going to get crushed today.
And did you?
I thought you decent, but I didn't realize what real arm wrestling and how strong guys actually are.
Yeah. Especially if you're going to grip up with a guy like Matt Mask and you've never been on a table before, I can see how that would be.
He made me feel
daunting. Yeah. So fast forward a little bit, you end up back in Manitoba, and you're training here, and you're doing some stuff. You've been out to our practices a few times, and then you tell me about the events you've been in. Because then you went back to Alberta. You ended up pulling at the TAL.
Actually, I pulled my first tournament was the Mayhem at the mall.
Okay, yeah.
I did an amateur, and I got cocky with the right and got like second or third, and then my left I stayed in tight and actually pulled off a first in amateur.
Nice. And then that was your first event. Which was the second one?
Second one was TAL, and I decided to pull in pros.
And you did pretty well.
I did pretty decent, actually.
So what'd you end up finishing?
I got third in the right. And yeah, I had a tough, my best battle there was with Alex Martisis.
Yeah, and you won that match, and Alex is a big name. For the hardcore fans, he's a big name. For the not so hardcore fans, you'd have to do some research on him. But I mean, Alex is a national champ.
He's solid.
Yeah, so that's a good win. And then I know you've had matches booked here and there all over the place, and COVID's kind of killed most of them off. But you do have one coming up before we get into your match next week. You still have one at Buggy's tournament, correct?
Yeah, against Alex.
All right. So he wants some revenge on you, and you want to solidify your superiority over him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you know about Tanner Jenkinson?
I met him once at your practice, and he's a strong kid.
Did you guys get on the table?
Yeah, we gripped up one.
Okay. All right. And how'd that go?
It was pretty much pretty even, actually. It's pretty solid, man. Good pull.
Yeah. Practice match is not
Yeah.
that they don't mean a lot, but then you guys both had a lot of activity on tables before you guys eventually ran into each other, if my memory is correct.
Yeah, we both were pulling. I pulled Bryce, and he pulled. So it was. I expect a good match between us.
He's expecting to come in here and just he's expecting to win, but he's not super cocky about it. He's not super I mean, both of you guys should expect to win. I mean, that's the mentality to have, right? But he's confident. He's confident. So what's your prediction? How's it go down? Sweeps?
I predict I'm going to sweep his right, and the left's going to be close.
All right. So you're thinking of a total sweep and then a bit of more of a battle on the left.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Well, it's going to be awesome, I think. What message do you want to send to him?
What message?
See, here's the thing, because Curtis Mocan is very vocal on the internet, but when he's got in person, he's very quiet and he's very polite.
I'm actually really humble in person, but I like to get guys going,
Yeah, I see that. Like we've all seen that at some point, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Well, no, it's not cool. But
I respect. I know he's gonna give me a battle. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I think so too. I made these matches because I like to see good matches, and I think all of these will be quite good. Anything you want to make predictions on the rest of them? Because I mean, have you pulled Ben Clausen?
I pulled Ben.
Tell us about him, because he is somebody that's it's pretty exciting to.
Ben, he's a good top roller actually, and supposedly he's gotten a lot stronger. So I don't know. He's got a really strong arm. I think he lacks in the setup and the speed, and that's where I think Jeff might be able to take advantage. But if he got that setup and speed in, maybe he's better now. Maybe he'll give Jeff. I don't know. Everyone thinks he's going to beat Jeff, but
the X factor is that he's never pulled in a tournament before, or he pulled in one. But he lacks the tournament and even more so super match experience.
And I realized how much you need that when I pulled BLM, and he destroyed me. And that speed, like, it's superior.
Yeah. And then you got Spencer Cleaver versus Nick Penner.
Yeah, Nick. That'll be all about if Spencer can catch him and stay with speed. Nick's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the women's match, Brittany and Christy.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Christy's really strong. She always does good. She was in Edmonton, actually. And I think second.
Yeah. Brittany has been like one of the top female arm wrestlers in Manitoba for a long time. The interesting piece is I know Christy's been training. I don't know that about Brittany right now. So throughout all of this, there are those of us that knew this would come to an end and have stayed ready. And there are those of us that maybe took a little bit of time off and thought we'd make it up later. I think that's going to be key in a lot of these matches. But one thing I do know is that both you and Tanner have been training hard throughout the entire process, or getting through this pandemic. So I'm looking forward to seeing the matches between you guys, because you're both arguably the strongest you've ever been. And you will be a worthy champion if you can beat that man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And all championship matches. So that's the first one. And then there's a list of people that are wanting shots at whoever wins your match.
People are hungry.
People are hungry. People are hungry and they're ready to compete. So this is a way we can do that right now. And we will evolve. Maybe we'll throw a tournament at some point, but right now we're not. And the goal is to have an event every month.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah. All right, Curtis, anything else you want to say before we tune out here?
No, everything's good, man.
All right, buddy. Thanks for joining me on here this morning and helping build up towards this event. And I will see you on the 3rd.
Sounds good. See you then.
All right,
Take care.
buddy.
Yes, that's a man!